Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. For those that are new, my name is Nelly. This channel is all about dreams, lifestyle, spiritual minimalism, and faith. Please make sure you like and subscribe and turn on that bell notification so that you can be notified whenever there's a new video so that you don't miss out. Thank you guys for those that subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's really helping the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the mystery behind familiar spirit or monitoring spirits. Have you found yourself in a situation where you notice things happening all over again, like repeatedly, and you just wonder why? Like things like maybe you are all graduates and none of you are getting a job, or maybe none of you are actually getting married. Maybe you notice that your family's got this bloodline disease whereby your grandmother had cancer and your parents have got cancer, and maybe now it's creeping in the children. This is when you realize that it's something whereby it's just familiar in the home, and you begin to get used to it. And some people will go as far as saying, oh, it's a family disease, like it's a family situation. Maybe sometimes you notice these things happening in your home and you begin to accept it like it's a family situation. I know somebody who have family, they've got tonsillitis. When we were talking the other day, she told me that her family has got tonsillitis and she's got that as well. So basically I was telling her that if your family have got this certain issues of illness, you don't need to claim it. It's not yours. So we tend to get used to these things. These become familiar. These become familiar spirits. Spirits are everywhere. Whether you're in Europe or Africa, they just dominate. They are everywhere. Sometimes they dominate in different countries. Each and every country is got its own territory of spirits dominating in that certain country. People don't believe in familiar spirits. You cannot discount invisible insights. Spirits are everywhere. They operate in a physical world because they actually belong in the spiritual realm. These familiar spirits, they actually study you. They also study your generation pattern. They also work hand in hand with monitoring spirits to actually make your life miserable. In fact, the spirits can actually stay in your family for generations to generations. First, to break this monitoring spirit, you need to think about your life and also think about what's been happening in your family as well. Maybe if you don't realize yourself what's happening in your family, they can stay with you for over 10 years or maybe generation to generation. You need to decide. If you find that there's a familiar spirit in your home, you need to decide to break it. If it doesn't affect your children, it will affect the generation that's coming. So you need to decide to break those spirits. Sometimes you do realize these patterns that whenever somebody comes and engages you, suddenly they just disappear for no reason. Sometimes you do go as far as arranging the marriage and suddenly the marriage gets cancelled. Or maybe they do go as far as the marriage and suddenly there's a pattern of divorce. You need to pay attention to these things. Or maybe sometimes you've got a business idea and you get a destiny helper who thinks your business idea is a great idea and they offer to help you with your business. And suddenly you start calling them. You prepare everything for the business and suddenly when you start calling them, they are no longer interested in helping you. And you wonder what happened. You saw this person like last week. You begin to wonder what changed between last week and this week. The monitoring spirits, they are aware that if this person helps you, you're going to succeed in life. So they start monitoring you and just break it in the spiritual realm. And you tend to wonder what happened. When you see these things happening, you need to tackle the situation and pray over this situation. Don't go out there and tell your friends. You don't know the people that surround you. What motives do they have for you? Stop advertising things before they actually happen. Not everyone is sent to help you. Some people are just there to look at what are you doing. Most of the time you're telling everyone your future plans, or maybe you're telling everyone that you're engaged, or maybe you even go as far as telling people that you're pregnant. Some people are not happy. Even your close friends. There are people that you can tell, and there are people that you need to keep things to yourself. Even your family as well. Don't go tell everyone. Some people will go as far as announcing on social media that they are pregnant. You never know. The people that you call your friends are not your friends, because half of the times social media is full of fake friends. So you must be very careful who you spread your excitement with. But do you really trust them? When we read the book of Judges 16, this is a story of Samson and Delilah. Now, we look at the story. Samson was in love with this woman called Delilah, and she was there as a monitoring spirit. She was only there in Samson's life to find out where did Samson's strength come from. And sometimes, women are sent to your life to find out about your life. Sometimes even men enter your life to find out about your life as well. Do you have any idea of the people that are around you who are monitoring you? You may not have an idea. The very same person who you call your boyfriend can be the one monitoring you, and you just don't know. Because sometimes your family, your very own family, can be monitoring you. They cannot be happy that you are the only one that is succeeding in life. Even your family, even your parents cannot be happy about your success. They're just looking at their lives that at your age, they did not have a car, they did not have a house, they were not doing well. Maybe they would not be happy about your success. Sometimes it's just the devil attacking them. They want you to be successful because obviously they don't want you to depend on them. Maybe the spirit of jealousy is the one behind it. When God says we wrestle against principalities, sometimes it's just people around you. Sometimes it's not always about the devil, because a person's heart can be a weapon of evil to destroy you. They may not say much, but their heart speaks. They may not say to you, congratulations, but their heart speaks. Maybe they're envious that you are married. Maybe they're envious that you are doing well. Their heart speaks, because you know what? God sees the heart. And you cannot see the heart. Sometimes you can end up seeing the heart. They can also speak with their own mouths that, she got married. We'll see how long it's going to last. I know of a mother who told her son's best friend that over her dead body, this marriage is going to take place. His son is not going to marry that woman. Now, this is your son getting married. And you're telling your son's best friend that over your dead body, your son is not going to get married to that woman. As parents, we tend not to like the women that our sons have chosen. We forget to think that this is their life. You've lived your life. And you hold that into your heart, and you say that with your very own mouth. You're supposed to speak blessings over your son. You're supposed to speak blessings over your children. Not to be a hindrance, not to hold blessings because of your own selfish reasons. So sometimes the devil can use your words against you. And you start wondering why your son's marriage is not a happy one. It's your words that you had spoken even before they got married that are now affecting your son's marriage. And then all you do is, I knew she wasn't good for you anyway. Parents, we need to stop that. It's not your life, it's their life. He has chosen that girl. So accept it and just embrace goodness, embrace blessings, not hatred. The spiritual realm is listening to your words, and they bring it forth. Satan has power of these curses as soon as sin entered on earth. Adam and Eve committed that sin and it spread through their bloodline. When you go and consult to a witch doctor, you don't know what's in the spiritual realm. What are you agreeing on? Maybe you are agreeing that your generation will not have the fruit of the womb. And you start wondering why you don't have grandchildren. Generation curses are real and demons are real. Look at Adam and Eve's sin. 7 generations later, this curse kept following them of killing one another from Abel and Cain. And you think it may not affect you. If you think, oh no, it's gonna happen 7 generations later, it won't. It might just happen to your grandchildren. You know, one thing for sure you will know, and one thing you will suffer. For your sin, you will know that the sin was created. In Ezekiel 18 verse 2, this verse you need to read it. If you find that there are these familiar spirits in your home, you need to speak to God. If you know that your family has got the certain pattern like familiar spirit, speak to God and God will listen to you and you will set you free. Like how Noah found grace from God for his family. Maybe he could have saved his generation by letting them know God so that they can repent. We don't know. But his family got grace from God. So you need to speak on behalf of your family and ask God for forgiveness. Intercede on behalf of your family. Have you asked yourself what generation are you? Maybe whatever that is happening to you is from generation. Don't you want to be the one breaking this generation curses into your home? You're not doing it for yourself now, you're doing it for the children as well. Even if it's not about you anyway, it's now about your lineage. No matter how much you try to change, they will constantly appear. So you need to go to the source and break the source. First of all, you need to repent and ask God for forgiveness. Don't let these familiar spirits become the center of your life, because they are not the center of your life. Claiming them like they're yours, like sicknesses. Some people will go as far as saying, you know, the sickness of mine is getting worse by the day. Now, why would you say that? It's not your sickness. Rebuke that sickness, because the devil is behind that sickness. You don't even own it. It's not yours. You need to rebuke this sickness because the devil is behind this. What you're saying with your mouth is what you're claiming. You're claiming the sickness to stay there. And you start wondering why you're not healing. Out of ignorance, we say things with our mouths without even realizing it. We become enslaved to these spirits. Sometimes it could be a habit as well. Notice when you see a child, maybe the father was a drunkard and you see a child also drinking. And then the mother would say, oh no, she's just like that daddy. Instead of praying over the spirits and breaking them, you are claiming that that child is just like the father. Let me tell you a story. We've got a plumber in our family that we normally use. Now this guy is a drunkard. And you know what's happening? The children are also drunkards. Some of these children are also following the same pattern. So if you are going to say to a child, she's just like the father, you are claiming this. Just like our plumber. You know, this guy is very good in his work. So good. He can fix anything. But the only problem that he has, there is this familiar spirit that is attacking him, which is the spirit of drunkenness. And the children are like that as well. And all of them, they're very good plumbers. Now, how do you explain that? No human is under a curse. Redeemed us from the curses of the law. We see that in Galatians 3 verse 13. So we have the authority to break these bondages, these patterns that are happening in our homes. You have the power of driving out these familiar spirits. God will show you in a dream as well if you've got a familiar spirit. That is why also dreams are very important to follow. Another thing that you need to do to break this familiar spirit, you need to go into midnight prayers. You can even go as far as fasting as well to break these spirits. Monitoring spirits can also come in the form of gifts and idols. So it's very important to break the spirits as soon as you are aware of the spirits. Thank you for watching. If this is content that you like, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Be blessed. See you in the next video.